Yeah, it just dampens your cornflakes there for a minute.
That was Mark Richt's reaction, ruining his breakfast to hear that Malcolm Mitchell is going to be missing a little bit of time. He had surgery, Malcolm, earlier this week. He, according to what Hudson Mason says, he injured himself on the last snap of summer practice.
It happened when me and Malcolm were working out here on Monday. It was just me and him, and he looked great. We were working on some slant routes, and I guess from talking to him last night, he said that the last slant route we ran, it was just the way he planted on it on that fifth step. And I asked him if he knew right away that something was wrong. He was like, yeah.
Well, it's sad. It's sad that Malcolm got hurt because he's such a great guy, and he's worked so hard to get ready for the season to begin. And I mean, the first thing for me is just my heart goes out to the guy. And then you sit there and go, I mean, you spend all summer dreaming about everybody being back and what that offense is going to look like, and looking at your skilled players and the maturity of them and the productivity they've had throughout their career, and you're saying, hey, we got a chance to be pretty good. And we still do without Malcolm, and Malcolm will be back.
Okay, joined by Fletcher Page, the sports editor at the Athens Banner-Herald. Fletcher, this is not a good thing for Georgia, but all indications are that Malcolm will return. The question is when, and that's an answer nobody seems to know that's a question nobody seems to know the answer to.
Yeah, but with knee injuries, it could always be worse, it seems like. So
right.
As long as they get him back in before September, I think everything will be okay. Now, if that doesn't happen, that's when you start worrying.
The other thing that we have not seen practice yet, the other thing today that's being kicked around and was kicked around nationally, and from your perspective now, the discipline issue at Georgia as it relates to arrests. I think 5 guys on the team currently have been arrested during their time at Georgia, 2 of them this calendar year. The other guys who were arrested were let go. Just from your perspective, does Georgia have a discipline problem? That's kind of the question.
I don't think they do, because most of the kids that have gotten in trouble are no longer here, and obviously everybody's situation is different. We're talking about the less than 2% or less than 5% of the football team.
Sure.
So I think it's I think the biggest word is it's always disappointing and frustrating. I don't think that Georgia has an overriding discipline problem. I think if some of these players were still around, then you would say that they might have a problem.
Well, the big thing today was Malcolm's injury. We'll see what happens later today. Just quick notes from us before practice starts.